Blackburn
Enterprises.
Okay, I'll say this. I don't like that. It's always got to be some drama behind the black family in the church. But hey, I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Greenleaf, great series. Didn't like the last season in particular, but the series is great.
I think that's how churches are for real. Terrible. That is a good old black scandal. Like, it is scandalous, and it makes me think, does that really happen in the church for real? Like, for real, for real. It makes me think that
it does.
I believe it.
It does.
I believe it.
I do like it, in a sense, because it is relatable, you know, for those pastor kids or the church kids, families or whatever like that.
I thought that Greenleaf could have been better. It wasn't as fast-paced as it usually is, actually. But you know what? What I loved about that show is, as messy as it was, them people was living. Them black people were living. They had a beautiful home.
On acres of land.
Yes.
Drive nice cars.
Yes.
Everybody.
Staff. Just good
all
food.
Of that.
Yes.
All of that. It's
Loved
a good
it.
country living.
Yeah, I mean, I like it because it kind of gives you, like, yeah, they're not always what you think they are in front of people. Like, they got issues too.
And even for me, the reason why it was great for me, because I ain't really into church or religion. So that within itself, but it made you forget about that, because they made the characters, even though they religious people, so like relatable and so normal.
I don't know. I like it. The family dynamic is good, but it's a bunch of scandals, so it just keeps you locked in.
The main thing, they were trying to get that church back.
Well, beyond them trying to get the church back, you know.
Another major dislike of the season was how Grace was letting them basically scare her into giving up the church, and I didn't like that, because like, oh, that's your daddy's stuff. He worked hard for that, so keep it, fight for it.
That Grace. Is that the main character? Grace, yes. Grace was the oldest daughter that left.
Especially Grace. Love the character, how you didn't really, she was a pastor, but she was like a regular person.
Grace didn't really want to go all the way with Rick Fox, but come on, girls, Rick Fox now, come on now.
Grace, I think she played a pivotal role.
My least favorite would have to be Grace, because she's just always all over the place at this point. Now I see what they were talking about in the earlier seasons.
What's her name? Grace. Her son was in jail, and this was the son that she gave away that nobody really knew about, so there was a little scandal there.
Grace and her son, the previous season, she found out she had a son. Well, she knew she had a son, but she had gave him for adoption. He had AIDS, and that relationship.
Okay, so I was a little annoyed by Grace's new son that was given away. I like the fact that he has boundaries, right? But I don't like that, if you need her help at this point, it's time to just be a little bit more open.
And she does hold a lot of their secrets for them, and then when they finally say something about the secrets, she's like, oh yeah, and I knew that. Like, girl, you could have put your family on game, at least your siblings.
He started to open up a little bit towards the end, and I get that he's so upset with his mom, but at the end of the day, regardless of what she's done, you could still be mad. There's therapy for that, but she's trying to be there now. So if you're open to receive her help, then you should be open to receive some kind of relationship as well. That's just my take.
And then Jacob, I really liked Jacob, which was, he was the oldest boy. I do know that.
Now, you said your favorite character. I gotta go ahead and tell mine. Mine is Jacob.
I love Jacob too. I've been loving Jacob since he was Sheriff. You remember Sheriff, honey?
Yes, Lord.
Whole other thing, but you know, he was Sheriff, baby. That chocolate drop.
He's walking by sight at this point. I mean, seriously, it was the other dude's wife, Tasha. He still liked Tasha. You know, he kissed her. It was, you know, the white lady who was the secretary or something of the church in a couple of seasons. He was sleeping around with her.
Yeah, he was on Why Did I Get Married?
Sheriff Troy.
He was on Meet the Browns.
Mm-hmm. He was on, honey.
He's a good actor. I really wish we get to, you know, I got to see more of him, and more things. You know, I really like him. I know he started to show out real trifling. You know, the girl in the during service.
Yeah.
That was real bad.
Now, I get her grievances with her husband. She's waiting on him to step up as a man, quit wanting to live with your parents. I get where she's at with that. But, and he's cheated on her a couple of times. Like, clearly, he got a little issue.
But when you met Clarissa, you understood.
Yeah. Because, not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Hate her.
Oh, I can't stand her.
That son's wife should be jumped. Okay? Because she doesn't know her place, and then she burnt that man. Ew. It's disgusting.
Clarissa, first of all, she starts sleeping with Hernando or whatever his name is. He apparently works for the other church, but he does real estate.
Like, it would be like the family would be having an argument, and she felt like it was important for her to put her like little points in. No, you're not related to us, real. So shut up. Right?
Yeah, we all understand why she felt the need to get a little something on the side too. I mean,
you know, fun that the homies can't have that.
You know,
his wife couldn't stand her. She wanted to be very prestige and have this like snobbiness about her.
I don't know. I really didn't like Charity this season. It was really hard to get on board with her.
But I love Deborah Joy. Like, she is so beautiful to me. If I ever met her, I'd probably fall out. Like, she's just a beautiful lady to me.
I know Charity is the one that sings. She's the dark skinned one that had the baby, but her husband turned out to be gay. That's a lot.
You got the sister playing against the family, of course. You got the one that feels out of place and is mad about where their position is. So instead of working with the family and playing their position yet again, you decide to go against the family, and you started working with the other minister of the church.
I feel like if I saw Deborah, I'd cuss her out.
You think because of what she did to the family? What's your know that look awesome? Girl, get yourself together. You do not cross the family. Over no, and she was trying
the most.
She did.
Oh, I was so mad at her. I was so mad at her.
You're just too old to not have that, like, to not realize that you have that many insecurities that you need to fix. Like, sometimes it's not everybody's fault. Like, you're grown now. Like, start working on yourself.
I just can't get down with disloyal MFers like that. Sorry, I know this is the church segment, but I'm real big on the loyalty thing and, you know, family first, period. End of discussion.
I didn't like Rochelle because, you know, she was trying it, but home wrecker. Clearly somebody has to be a Judas.
I like Basis Skanks, even though he was kind of like a bad guy. Even So You're Lucky she played her sister. That whole like
Rochelle, yes. How she manipulated a lot of people, and they never. I mean, I guess if it's a Christian, so I guess sometimes you do have people that don't want to get saved, you know, whatever, or redeem themselves. And she was one that just didn't want to do it, and she was gonna go until she died trying to make it work. But she manipulated the dad a lot and tried to use that, like, her sexuality against him, and then turn out to try to use like the money and the fraud and like that against him too, when he was really trying to like do right.
What's up, Lynn Whitfield?
Yeah, I love Lady Mae. Which is played by Lynn Whitfield.
Lady Mae, yes, Lady Mae.
Anyway, like her and this push-pull that she's trying to give her husband, like where she's not allowing him to be the man.
Yeah, and she played on a lot of movies.
Like,
Thin Line Between Love and
That's
Hate.
what I was saying.
That was my favorite when she do.
Yes, Lynn Whitfield.
What was her name on the show though?
Lady Mae.
Lady Mae. She was a pair of shady boots that I love all the time, child.
I like Lady
But
Mae.
you know those parents, you know those people that are the grandparents, the parents that like hold stuff against you, like, you know, you're not perfect in their eyes, so they want to like nitpick that and just like, Mom, why can't you just love me for me?
Mhm.
You know, and that's basically kind of how her character kind of comes off.
Gotcha.
You know,
I would say Lady Mae was my favorite. She really, really was.
the mom definitely had a really huge secret
Skeleton in
about
closets.
it was so bad, and she had to face that.
This season, she was very, very calm. I didn't like that. I liked her when she was up-paced, kind of snappy. But in this season, she definitely found God, for real. So that's good for her, though. You know.
What's funny, I never forget, like, Lady Mae and Bishop was talking, and she was like, well, I let us out of the apple field, and Bishop was like, well, thank you, Moses. You talking about I fell on the floor. I was like, I'm on Bishop with the shade. That was funny.
Their dialogue was so natural, and they
it
just
was.
fed so well off of one another.
Mhm.
I loved that show for a
I
lot
did
of
too.
reasons.
Pastor Greenleaf.
Okay, one I didn't like that the dad had a heart attack. I think I cried. I think I did.
I would have cried too.
Um,
Honestly, like I be feeling weird when parents, not weird, but I be feeling terrible when parents pass or like they're in danger. I'm like, oh no, their grown children are gonna be orphans. I be like, but I do, cause I'm like, oh, cause I think about myself, and I'm just like, oh no, my grown ass is gonna be an orphan. And I get sad.
I can't.
I do.
That pastor died. COVID got him, apparently. 2020 killed Pastor Greenleaf.
I didn't really like was the death of Pastor Greenleaf. I feel like he played an essential role holding the family together and just having that, you know, strong man in the household. And now that he's gone, like, now I'm wondering what's going to happen due to his absence. So,
I'm sad it's over.
yeah, I was real sad when Bishop died. I'll admit I cried.
Oh, child, I want
I
to go to the
cried.
funeral. To the
Yeah.
funeral.
The film, yeah.
Did they have his funeral?
They had like a celebration, I
That's what
thought,
it
and they
was.
just had like a private burial
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
They really like led his character, so you got to really, really see his character
And
like
fall in love with him.
yes, and then you know that there's stuff happening with him that he's not trying to acknowledge, and you're like, hey, you're losing your memory, but we don't know where this is gonna go.
Something that I did like though was his connection with Grace before he died. They were really close because they had mutual understandings about what they wanted for their church and the future of their church. I really liked that connection that they showed.
And this grandson that Grace and her first boyfriend had, they had a son. So he was trying to get to know him and things like that, and he was just like, I think I cried because he was like, you know, that day that you get saved, I just want to see that smile. And it was so, and he had a heart attack.
Girl, I would have been boo-hooing.
No, but he had a heart attack before he seen the grandson get saved. That was so sad. I was like,
You want to cry?
I cried. I was like, he's not even getting to see him.
Oh, and I also liked how before he went, they allowed him to speak his piece because in the end, he really was a good man. So I really liked that about the show.
I like that with Greenleaf, though, everybody is a major character. Everybody plays their own special role.
It was a good representation of Memphis, I thought. I mean, because who knew Memphis had that much vocabulary? I didn't know they talked like that. I'm sorry, that was shady as hell. But I would, you know. I'm sorry, I love my Memphis family. I'm just saying, like, just it for the South in general. Like they had such rich dialogue.
That's why they always talk about PKs. They talk about PKs because PKs turn out to be real wild. Because like they have all that pressure on them. Like it has to go somewhere.
I don't know. It's like I feel like they left too much on the table for it to be the last season. They didn't really go out with the thing that I thought they would.
It's a lot of Christian things that are typically frowned upon that were brought to the forefront. That, you know, we are human, things happen. So, yeah, it's really good to kind of highlight those areas and how people act holier than thou, can know the whole Bible front, backwards, sideways. They still sinning.
It's slowed down a lot. Like I said, it wasn't a lot of moments where it was like, ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen next episode. It didn't give me those excitement to see the next, what's happening next. However, it did have some surprises, so I will say that. And then I was just, you know, on another note, I kept waiting for the praise break. I was like, sis, you don't ever take them in? I ain't never seen nobody fuck. I was like,
she didn't.
Where's the bass and the drums? I mean, I was waiting on that.
They was being modest. I think that's when they went from, what was the name of the church at first to, so I forgot what it was called at first. And then when they started coming to something hope.
Yeah.
When they mixed with the, you know, like them. Then they had to calm down just a little bit.
Harmony and hope. Harmony and hope. Yeah. Harmony and hope wasn't it. But you know, even before then, I said, oh, I see y'all done became non-denominational. Because at first when y'all was Kojic, I know y'all booked. But now y'all don't book.
But repentance, right? Like was definitely one. Redemption. It was in my head.
Hey, got you.
But it wasn't coming out that way. It was forgiveness, obviously. Yeah. Yes, definitely. And it was more so big on like forgiving yourself too, you know?
I don't know, it was just iffy. It's like, it was kind of like, they kind of rushed it. They rushed it. They rushed the writing, everything. It just seemed, it felt rushed.
This season, you started to understand like why
she's the woman she is.
Yes, and then why the dad was the way he is. Like everybody's stuff started coming out this season, and you started seeing like why they are the way they are.
Yeah.
So,
and I just feel like the show highlights so much of all the rules we break on a daily basis. It's like, yeah, y'all Christian, but you're sleeping around, you're fornicating, you having sex in broom closets, you cheating, adultery, you're lying, you're stealing, and thievery. Like, it's just all the commandments are highlighted and are broken in this show.
I was just seeing family because I'm really big on family.
Yeah.
So just kind of seeing that family like really work on it and really work together and then like come together in the end, and you know, that's what I like.
I wasn't even a believer at first when my mama was first telling me about the first season. I was like, is it that good? She was like, yeah. And then one time I just got caught up, child, and I was like, let me check this out. And it went from there. I loved it.
I think Greenleaf would probably be 6 or 7.
I'll say 6.
I'm gonna say.
You think 1?
2, 1.
I got a number 2 for me.
Top 3. Top 3.
Okay, for me, it needs to be definitely top 3
Because it wasn't entertaining at all.
3, definitely top 3. I'm gonna say like I think Greenleaf might have. It's gonna be like 1.5 between 2 and 1. You know, I think Greenleaf might have got either 1 or 2.
I'm gonna say mine is 4 or 5-ish, but you know.
Again, who are these people?
Oh, I think that's pretty well placed.
Assuming that's how you feel about this.
Whatever. Oh, mother flicker.
Oh, we lost. Brought our average down. Okay.
5, okay. That was close.
Interesting.
I missed the mark.
Very much.
My bad. I have no
Oh, my
opinion. I have
bad.
no opinion anyway. So
We were bound to.
Yeah, well, it was 50-50
We're
when
handicapped.
we-
Yeah, we were handicapped.
Nice. Only because I got some other ones in my mind that I
Yeah,
think are
the
1, 2,
ones-
3.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, Albert Einstein was a genius, but he couldn't wipe his own ass, so. Just saying.